Hello Newton Gate champs. I hope you are doing very well in your studies. So how about physics? So today I am going to take this topic, that is force. This is for class 10 ICSE and these are the topics from force which I am going to cover today. I am sure you will not face any problem in these topics after taking this class. Okay. So first of all, what is force? Force is a kind of effort in terms of push or pull. Okay, that we have studied in class 9. But what are the effects of force? Effects of force is different for rigid bodies and non-rigid bodies. For rigid bodies, we know that force changes the direction of motion. But in case of non-rigid bodies like air, liquid, for these kind of bodies, what happens when we apply force? It changes the shape or maybe size and obviously the direction of motion also. So first of all, unit of force. What is the unit of force? First of all, I have already told you that force is a effort in the form of push or pull. But force is the rate of change of linear momentum. Okay, that we know. Force is the rate of change of linear momentum. Rate of change of linear momentum. Linear momentum. Okay. So, how we can write it mathematically? We can write it as F equals to dp by dt, right? Because it is the rate of change of momentum, rate of change of linear momentum. And what is linear momentum? Linear momentum P, in the previous class you have learned that P equals to m into v, right? When m is mass, v is velocity. So from this equation we can write this as ddt of m into v. Okay. So if we in this equation we can write it as m is mass. Mass is a constant. So we can write this as ddt of v. And we know that the change in velocity, rate of change of velocity is written as acceleration. This dv by dt, this is acceleration. Acceleration. So from this equation we can write it as m into a, where a is acceleration and m is mass. So from this we have got the formula for force. So from this formula we can write the SI units also. But we know that SI unit of force is Newton. What is the SI unit of force? SI unit is Newton. Force, we know that SI unit is Newton, and another unit of force is kgf. kgf. What is kgf? Kilogram force. So if we want to convert this to Newton, then what we have to do? There is a relation between kgf and Newton. What is that? 1 kgf equals to g Newton. 1 kgf equals to g Newton. Now what is g? G is acceleration due to gravity. This g is acceleration due to gravity. Due to gravity. So if that's so, then what will be the value of g? What will be the numerical value of g? This will be 9.8 meter per second. Meter per second square. We have seen this in previous class, that is in gravitation. We have seen the value of numerical value of g we have derived. So G value is 9.8 meter per second square. So then what we can write here, 1 kgf equals to G Newton. That means actually if we write it numerically, then what will be the value? 9.8 into Newton. Means what will be the value in Newton? If you have force in Newton, then you have to convert it in kgf if required. For example, now there is a question. Suppose you have been given any problem where the value of force is in kgf. Then what will you do to convert it to Newton? Then what you have to do? You just have to divide it by 9.8. Then you will get the value in Newton. That's it. So this is the overall unit of force. I have already told you. Another thing is that what will be the we know that force is scalar or vector. Force is a vector quantity because here you can see that this is vector. So linear momentum, this term is vector. So if it is vector, then force will be also vector. This is a vector quantity. Force is a vector quantity. So this is the thing. Next is the types of motion. Okay. So the next point we have, that is types of motion. Next is the types of motion. So whenever we apply force in any body, then what happens? There is a motion in that body. So types of motion. Types of motion in any body can be of two types. Number one, that is linear or translational motion. Translational motion. Another is the rotational motion. The difference between these two is that you have seen that from the name itself you can see that suppose if I take a ball, if I take a ball here, then and if it is put on a float, then what will happen if I apply force here? If I apply force here, then there will be two types of motion that will happen to this ball. One is rotational motion, as well as it will go forward, that is called the linear motion or translational motion. So this is these are the types of motion we can see. Next is moment or the turning effect. Now what causes this turning effect? That is we are going to discuss, that is moment of force or what we call torque. So next our topic is turning effect. Next our topic will be turning effect. It is turning effect. What causes this turning effect that we call torque? Turning effect is that suppose there is a body here. Suppose any body is there, and if you fix any point here. Suppose I have fixed any point. Suppose let us take it as O. And if I fix this point here, if the body is fixed at this point, and suppose I am giving force here. Suppose I am giving force here. If I apply force here, then tell me, will it move forward or will it rotate like this? It is going to rotate in anti-clockwise direction whenever you apply force here. Why? Because it is fixed at this point. So whenever you apply force, then what will happen? It will move. Whenever you apply force tangentially, then it will move in this direction, which is we call anti-clockwise direction. So this is what we call means whatever force you apply tangentially and fixing the body at some point here, then it will this type of force is called torque, or what we call timing effect. So that means, so what will be the force, what will be the torque or moment? So moment of force this moment of force is equal to the magnitude of the force applied as well as the perpendicular distance between the line of action of the force and the point at which it is fixed. So that means the perpendicular distance. So suppose this is the line of action of force. So the perpendicular distance, that means the angle should be 90 degree. So the angle of the line of action of the force and the point at which it is fixed, the perpendicular distance, this is called the moment of force. That means moment of force can be written as the magnitude of force applied, magnitude of force applied multiplied by the perpendicular distance between the line of action of the force, and the point at which it is fixed. So this is the thing, this is the formula for moment of force. So moment of force can be written as the product of magnitude of force applied and the perpendicular distance between the line of action of force and point at which it is fixed. You can see from this diagram, it is clearly mentioned here. Next, so how we can write this? If we want to write this, then what will happen? That will be force into perpendicular distance. You can take it as S or D. So we can take it as S. So this is the perpendicular distance between these two. Then the next point is factors affecting the turning of a body and the rest part. So this is up to this is the today's lecture will be. So students, that's all for today's lecture. The rest part, that is the topics you can see here, this will be covered in my next lecture, which I will be posting as soon as possible because you will be eagerly waiting for it, I know. So please like, share and subscribe our channel, support us as much as possible, and surely I will take the most important topics in my next lecture along with some most important questions that you may face in your exams. So be serious and follow our channel.